the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department. The minister there, Velenkosini Hlabisa, has launched this year's winter customary initiation season under the theme Mabaye Bephila, Mabaye Bephila, Babuye Bephila, emphasizing the safety and well-being of initiates. The Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs is emphasizing that this important cultural practice, which signifies the transition to adulthood, has encountered challenges in the past due to unregulated initiation schools and related fatalities. A total of 94 deaths were recorded nationwide during the 2024 initiation seasons, with 33 occurring in winter and 61 in the summer. According to statistics, the Eastern Cape and the Free State have high rates of initiate deaths. Here to outline the plans and measures put in place for this year's initiation season, I'm joined now by the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee, PICC spokesperson, Mr Kiba Kekana. Good afternoon and thank you for your time, Mr. Kekana. Let's start with the mantra says, Mabaye Bephila, Babuye Bephila. Let them go alive and return alive, in reference to these young men who will be undertaking this rite of passage. That's all well and good as a mantra. What for you will turn this from a season, will turn this mantra from an aspiration to the lived reality of initiates who go, who undertake this rite of passage during this winter season?
Good afternoon and thank you very much to Lasizwe and to the viewers. The surname is Kekana.
Apologies for that.
Thank you. Indeed, I think you covered it nicely in the background, indicating that this is a very sacred cultural practice and the custodians are the traditional leaders. And we here in Gauteng, because the PICC is the provincial initiation, which reports directly to the national initiation oversight. The provincial ones are appointed by the premiers of the various provinces. And our mandate, in a nutshell, is to ensure that lives are saved. And ours is to put measures in place to do that. We've got a legislative framework, that is the Customary Initiation Act of 2021 that we are implementing. So when the minister and the MECs, through their intergovernmental relations structure, the MINMAC, they made it, a call to say, what is important is for us as PICCs and the various communities to ensure that there is strict compliance and we increase, the monitoring capabilities of ensuring that by Mabaye Bephila, Babuye Bephila.
Yeah.
I think that is very, very, very much important to do that, because these are very young people, age-wise. Their future is still bright, and we cannot allow this, for them to die on the basis of us practicing something that has happened over centuries, something that we should be taking pride, because it's one thing that is very critical, because its aim is to guide and, all these young people towards a responsible adulthood, to produce leadership. So when they go there, they must go through a program that, prepares them, to lead society.
So you mentioned...
So the critical challenge that we have in the main Tula Sizwe is the non-compliance part of it. We've got unregistered initiation schools that are illegal because they're operating outside of the Act. I think that's one critical aspect. And that is something that we're trying to minimize. That is why here in Gauteng, we have already closed 7 illegal initiation schools. We have rescued about 50 initiates from these illegal initiation schools, and cases have been opened. But what is critical is also the partnership, the collaborative approach, which is necessary, starting with the parents, because these kids are coming from homes, they're coming from communities. When they are not there when they've disappeared, somebody has abducted them, somebody has kidnapped them. The first point is, one, if they're of a school-going age, it means the schools will know or these kids are not there. We got a call, I think, from a family saying their 17-year-old was abducted to Mamelodi East for an illegal initiation. A 17-year-old just missed almost, a portion of his June exams. We also got a tip-off from Citizen. They reported around Citizen newspaper about a 4-year-old, who was initiated somewhere in Garangua M17. We rescued that. So I'm just saying there are people who are undermining the law, who are taking the law into their own hands, who are commercializing this important
So, Mr.
cultural
Kekana, because
practice.
part of the legislative measures that you mentioned, the requirement for registration of initiation schools, that has been in existence for quite some time now, a few years now. Why do we continue to see non-registered initiation schools? And importantly, why do they continue to have parents sending their children there? Or is it a factor of they don't send their children there, but the children are abducted and taken to these unregistered schools? What's the mix? What's the balance?
It's a combination of factors. One, like I say, starts from a home. It starts from a school, starts from a community. And we have people who do not want to recognize that there is a law, there is Customary Initiation Act in place. So they're just undermining the rule of law. I think that is very important. And that is why, we collaborating with the South African Police Services, we're collaborating with NPA, we are collaborating with the Department of Education, Department of Social Development, NGO sector, including Right to Care, and a number of them key stakeholders in order to do that. There are people who know that the criteria that has been set for somebody to run an initiation school is very strict. It requires experience. You have to be of a certain age, and the initiates that are taken there should go through a medical screening through the Department of Health, and there should be a consent form from parents, etc. So they know that they are not going to meet these requirements. Hence, they want to run illegal or unregistered initiation schools, because they're also using that, to extort money from parents. Because once they abduct a kid and the parents identify the kid is that they demand money. So some of them are just commercializing this important initiation school. So it's just a question of some people resisting, because we have invested quite a lot of time on our side of awareness and education programs. We're running them in the 5 different regions of Gauteng: Tshwane, Joburg, Ekurhuleni, Western, and Sedibeng. We have invested quite a lot. We work with key stakeholders. We run workshops. We identify even those that are running illegal school, bring them into our program, because those are our first. Immediately somebody applies. For example, for now, we've got about 106 approved application out of 149 that we have received. So those, the 53 that we have not approved, they are a hotspot on their own. We target them, visit them, we check whether they do comply. And our approach is not to approve applications. Our approach is to assist them to comply. Because one, if they don't have suitable land, working with a municipality that will designate land or landowners to get permits, they will not have proper public amenities such as water, water tankers, proper sanitation, and kids will naturally, some of them will die because of dehydration. Some will die because they've got chronic diseases. They are not even allowed to take, their chronic medication to these centers. So the entire, value chain, from the application form, screening, and ensuring that there's consent from parents, and then that those that are conducting this customary initiation program are qualified, they've got the right orientation, they do it right, they respect the culture. If we do all of these things as part of the collaborative approach, that will assist quite a great deal.
Let's leave it there for this afternoon. I've got to thank you for your time and all of your insights. Really helpful conversation there with Kiba Kekana from the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee, talking about the winter season initiation, customary initiation season.